Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those that are joining us for the first time, you're
어서오세요.
most definitely welcome. So, I know I have been avoiding to talk about being a carer in this country. I have my own reasons, and I think my reasons are valid enough to warn you not to make the mistake of coming here and being miserable. Some people are not miserable, but okay, let's get into why I will not advise you to come and work here as a carer. Okay, welcome back to the channel, and my name is Mboyi. I'm a nurse. I work and live in the United Kingdom, specifically Wales, and I've been working here for a year and a couple of months. During this time, I've learned a lot, and because I've learned a lot, I purposefully chose not to say anything about being a carer here. But people have been asking, and I have been saying I will not advise you to come and work as a carer in this country. No, I will not do that. But they've been persuading me to make a video about being a carer in this country and specifically why I will not advise you to be a carer in this country. Remember, I'm saying this following my own experience only in Wales and based on people's remarks that are around me. I don't know anything about being a carer in England. I've never been exposed to caring in England. I've never been exposed to caring in Northern Ireland. I've also not been exposed to caring in Scotland. However, before I completed my registration as a nurse with an MC, I worked as a carer in Wales. So, I think I worked there as a carer for about 4 months or so, and those 4 months were the hardest months of my entire experience as a nurse beginning 2009. Yes, I've been a nurse since 2009 up until to date, but being a carer was the worst experience I've ever came across in this profession. So, before you can start anything, just know that being a carer in this country does not require you to have any sort of qualification. However, because there is high volume of applications, because there is also a high demand for carers, people are applying like qualified individuals, doctors, professors, nurses, IT technicians, drivers, like everyone else is applying towards care jobs only because I think it's the easiest route to migrate into this country at the moment. I think that's why. So, why would I not advise you to come if this is the easiest route and it doesn't need you to have any sort of qualifications? Right. These are my main reasons. There are other reasons, but these are my main reasons. Okay. My reason number one is the money. The pay does not match the amount of work you're doing as a carer. I will make a video to show you the responsibilities or some of the procedures or daily routine of a carer to show you how they work hard, but the pay does not match what they are doing. I am also able to say this because I worked as a carer and I am currently working as an adult nurse in the same setting. So the money that I'm getting now as a nurse, even though the amount of work I'm doing is more than what the carers are doing, the caring job is more physical than mental. So you can just imagine if you are doing a whole lot of everything physically, but then the money does not amount to the amount of energy you put into work, it's not worth it to migrate outside this country. It's a good opportunity if you're already in this country, but to pack your bags, leave your country, and come here, work as a carer, and get the money that you're going to get versus the energy that you spend, it doesn't match. It does not match at all. I will make a video where I show some of the responsibilities that the carers are exposed to, or the ones that are supposed to be completed by the carers, and tell me if you are a carer, or if you were to move from your country to come and work here as a carer, would you consider doing that? That's number one. Okay, let me say to you, there has been changes recently, much, if I'm not mistaken, that the salary scales should be changed towards care jobs. Initially, carers were supposed to get around £11 per hour, and you can be contracted something between 37.5 to 48 hours in a week. So if you are getting £11 before tax, how much is it going to be after tax? Even if you put more work in taking extra job or overtime, it's still not going to be as much as you want it to be. So that's my reason number one. The money does not match the energy you spend when you work as a carer. All right, number two is cultural differences. This one is so diverse, I can't even split things into simpler terms for you to understand. But cultural differences here will play a big role. Okay, we all know that when I'm an African, so I will be able to reference Africans versus British. All right, here, the British law, you follow the British law. That's it. At home, you follow sort of courtesy. Like, if you think what you're doing will benefit this person, even if the law says otherwise, you can do that following your own discretion. But here, you do things versus the law. You cannot do your own decision if you don't have anything to reference from. Home in Africa, if you see things and you see that this individual has lost capacity, and this thing that he's doing might be dangerous to them, you immediately can intervene. Like, you can intervene, even if I think maybe our Mental Health Act has to be updated, but you can intervene following your own discretion, as long as your decision is to protect the individuals you're caring for. But here, my darling, you need to follow law. You are not allowed to do anything unless you have any clause that will protect you. And let me tell you, when you are a carer, you are not caring for one person. You might be caring for 50 plus people, and you need to know everything about those 50 plus people you're caring for, so that you don't make any kind of mistakes. So the cultural differences and legislature surrounding caring, they are so diverse and very deep for people to really think about it before they can just say, I want to come and work as a carer. Remember, I said you can work here without any qualification, and it's the easiest way to come into this country. But when you arrive here, you will definitely see that you need some sort of qualification in health, specifically mental health, if you are going to work in care settings. Number 3 is the long hours. This one I'm still struggling with it, but I have adjusted. Most of the times you work 12-hour shifts, or you can work 8-hour shift, or you can work 6-hour shift splitted. So, but the most common one is 12 hours. Let me ask you, but you will compare anyway. Let me not just ask you. You will compare when I have put down the activities done by the carers, and you will tell me that if you are a person that has a family, you have children, you have a husband or a wife that you need to care for, and when you come from work, you'll be able to fulfill all those things after 12 hours of doing such things, right? The 12-hour shifts, like the shifts are very, very long and tiring. Back home, we normally work from 8 to 5. And because we don't have care homes, even those that are there, they are not as active as the ones that are here. And you'll be operating machines, you'll be using your mind. And when you come back from a 12-hour shift, my darling, you'll be exhausted. You will be exhausted. And I don't know if you'll be able to be a mother, be a wife, be a husband, like, and then earn 11 pounds per hour. I don't think you can be able to handle that. And for me, I would not advise someone to leave their comfortable zone at home and where you can still get help from your family, from your friends close by, because here, like I said, childcare is different from back home. Your kids are your kids. You can make arrangements to help each other as neighbors or as colleagues about childcare, but your kids are your kids. So, yeah. Number 4 is the emotional draining situationship at work. I know it's just a broad term to mention, but care job is draining, is emotionally draining, it's also physically draining. And if you are supposed to do care only when you come here, at some point you will break down. Number 1, like I've just said, you are going to work 12-hour shift, and maybe you are contracted about between 37.5 to 48 hours in a week. And after that, you still have to fulfill your motherly duties, your wifely or your spousally duties, and you it's emotionally draining. Working as a carer is emotionally draining, specifically because you'll be working with people who lack capacity most of the times than not, and you'll be working with people who are suffering from dementia and people who do not walk properly, or those that are not even walking at all. You will also be operating machines that you have never seen in your entire life, and you will be tired. You will be tired. Number 5 is racism. I'm laughing about this one because people have been asking me, how is racism in UK? I don't have a specific answer for that question. I still have not experienced racism myself, but I can tell you, for people who have mentioned that they came across it, it's not nice, it's nasty, it's terrible, it's mentally destructive, it's like it's too much. But I particularly have not come across any racism. But what I can tell you is, if you come across it, it's going to destroy you. And if you come from your country, you come here to work as hard as it is hard to work as a carer, and then you come across racism, you'll be destroyed. And for that matter, if you know, when you look at people of a different skin color, skin tone, and everything, you think of racism, don't come to this country. Do not. Because United Kingdom is very diverse. Like, there are all races in this country. There are Africans, there are Indians, there are Americans, German, like all sorts of people around the globe are here in this country. So just try, by all means, when you come to this country, don't even think about racism. Because if you think about it, you will see it. If you don't think about it, you won't see it. So that's the other thing that I think I will not advise a person who, when you look at a person of different color, of different race, you think of being nasty to them, or you think they are looking at you in a nasty manner. Just don't migrate, my dear, because you will be in trouble. You will be miserable because this country is diverse. Like there are Philippines, there are Chinese, there are Indians, there are a whole lot of diverse country that I have come across. In my country, I think the most um, abundant people that migrate to my country are Chinese and Nigerians, and I have been around those people so much that I see them as Basotho, you know. But come to this country, you will meet all sorts of people around the globe. They are here. But my love, my darling, if when you look at a person of a different race, you think of racism, like just thinking about it, don't come to this country. Do not. Okay, I think I made my point clear. Another reason that I think you shouldn't consider coming and working as a carer here is because of childcare. Childcare is difficult. It's different to what we are used to at home. Here in this country, the legislature or the law surrounding childcare says a child is a child since birth until they are 16 years old. And this means this person, you will be accompanying him to school, you will be fetching him from school. They will not go to the park and play alone without your presence or their father's presence. So this is the picture. Let me paint the picture. Right. It's you are a single parent, you come and work here. You have two children per se. Or you have one child. You have a child who is about 13 years old or 15, 13, 14. Yeah. Back home by that age, they take their school bag, school, come back home. If they want to go and play, they can go and play without your supervision. But here, they are below 16. You are always bound by law to be with them. Number one, you go to work, you spend 12 hours at work, you come back home. Let's say maybe you have made an arrangement with your employer to work at night so that you can be able to do childcare during the day. You work at night, and then during the day you take your child to school, and then you fetch them back from school, and then later on you need to go to work. Now let's talk about the hours when you are not home, you are at work. Those hours, the child has to be with an adult, meaning you will have to pay for childcare or childminders to come and pick them and stay with them when you are working. And childminders here are very expensive. The last time I checked, a childminder, you can Google and check how much you can pay a childminder per hour. You already are getting less than what you are supposed to pay a childminder. So it's not going to be easy. And let's say if you have a partner, then it's the two of you. In the morning, you go to work. Your partner is not working today. He will be caring for the child. And then immediately when you come back from work, he's going to work at night. You swap responsibilities. And what I have noticed with people that have children, those that are around me and those that I'm looking at from a distance, they are struggling to get time for themselves as partners. Because when you are at work, your partner is caring for children. When you are caring for children, your partner is at work. And when do you get time for yourselves, like to be together as a husband and a wife? You don't usually get enough time, by the way. So it's going to affect your relationship with your partner. And I will not advise you to just leave what you are able to accomplish back home than when you are here. Trust me, you will not want to have problems with your partner just because you moved here and then you cannot make time for each other, because now you have to exchange in between for caring for kids. It's really not worth it. So think about it. If you think you can be able to enjoy everything, then kudos, come, let's do this and have and enjoy the pound. Okay, my lovelies, those are the reasons that I have for you at the moment, that I think I would not advise you to be a carer in this country based on those reasons that I've just mentioned. And if you think you will be able to enjoy those, just come along and do your thing. And then if you think you are not satisfied, then you can just pack your bags and go back home. But let me re-emphasize, care job is mentally and physically draining at the same time. So make your own research and then reference to what we are saying, people who are already here, and see if whatever that we are saying gives you the weight to weigh exactly what you want to do. Otherwise, working abroad, I will still advise people to come and work abroad. If you are not satisfied, then you pack your bags and vamos. Now, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with your loved ones, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.